Welcome back to myRE360's Be Your Own General Contractor. My name is Adonis Lockett, and in this module, we're going to be discussing safeguarding yourself. Now, safeguarding yourself consists of multiple things, but in this module, we're going to be discussing paperwork, safeguarding financial transactions, setting delivery and performance expectations, payment and work accommodations, and the different ways to budget and properly prepare for incidentals. So when I say safeguarding yourself, I don't mean not just through paperwork, but also through your budgeting, your accounting, and your processes. So protect yourself. What exactly does that mean? First thing is you need to have a plan, a backup plan. You need to have a backup plan in case your subcontractors go MIA. Now, for whatever reason, and it happens to the best of us, sometimes people go dark. Sometimes the best subcontractor, the best business partner, the person that you know is just going to come through all the time disappears. Now, for whatever reason that may happen, you don't want your project or your finances to suffer for it. So you need to have a backup plan in place. And what that means is that you should typically have at least one backup subcontractor in mind for every function that consists of your team. So whether it's an electrician, a plumber, a painter, even if you don't plan or to do business with that person, at least have a backup in place or in mind should one of your subcontractors or vendors go MIA in the middle of a project. Paperwork. You always want to have paperwork and contracts outlining the terms of your agreement for all of your subcontractors. Believe it or not, a lot of the real estate investing industry is done on a handshake deal, but those handshake deals can often result in very bad business fallouts. So the way you protect yourself is to have a contract in place that outlines the scope of work for every subcontractor and a clear breakdown of the price you guys have agreed to for their service for each project. Do not do any project based off of a previous relationship or a previous transaction with a subcontractor without having a plan, paperwork, and an agreed up price in writing signed by you both. A handshake deal is often great until it's not. So make sure you spend the extra few minutes putting the paperwork in place to protect you and to even protect the subcontractor. That includes contracts, lien waivers, receipts, and invoices. Every time someone is paid, make sure they sign a receipt acknowledging payment and make sure a lien waiver is signed so a subcontractor cannot put a lien on your house. It costs typically $20, $30, $40, $50 to file a lien on a house, and it can cost you as the investor or general contractor tens of thousands of dollars to have that lien removed. So make sure you take the time to properly protect yourself with all of the necessary paperwork, contracts, lien waivers, receipts and invoices, and acknowledgments. Protect yourself financially. Now, this is going to be a very controversial topic. Some people will agree, some people will disagree, but this is going to be one of those topics where you want to plan and think about yourself first, and this is why I'm going to propose this. Financially, pay all of your subs electronically. Not with a check, not with cash, not with a wire. Why is that? If you pay electronically and services are not rendered properly, you can dispute this electronic payment with your bank or credit card issuing company and potentially recoup the money's lost. Now, this is a very dicey conversation, but what's happening is the more people are compensated with cash, checks, or wires, the less accountability they seem to have unless they themselves are a patron of doing good business. When you're in a new relationship, that is truly a 50-50 toss-up. And that's not something that I believe you should take as a gamble. So when you pay someone electronically and you have contracts in place that outline a certain degree of performance or a particular product or service to be delivered, and that is not adhered to, you can dispute that transaction by paying electronically and be reimbursed from your issuing bank, credit card company, etc. So even if you were to use one of these third-party processing payment services, make sure that they have some type of vendor transaction protection program in place, so should your services not be rendered properly as expected, you can dispute with that third-party payment company and they'll be able to reimburse you. Now again, this is going to be a very controversial topic and some people will be very opposed to it, but in a new relationship, the best way to protect yourself is to make sure that you have means to safeguard your financial investment should the work not be done to your satisfaction or to your agreed upon outline with that particular subcontractor. The next thing, protect yourself by being stern on delivery. Do not pay for work that is incomplete or not done to your satisfaction. Meaning, if your agreement was to pay for the job when it was done, do not pay for the job at the 50% mark. Do not pay for work that you do not feel is done satisfactorily, and give the subcontractor or that trade service the opportunity to come and rectify. Now, the reason, again, this is going to be a very controversial topic. However, if there is work not done to your satisfaction and you pay that particular subcontractor, if you bring someone else in to do that work, a lot of people will want to undo the work that was done and then redo it, which means that you're going to end up paying to having